Welcome to The Divinely Aligned. I'm your host, Ashley Askew. This is a space where we grow intentionally, reflect honestly, and align with our highest selves one conversation at a time. Let's get into it. And if you are a new listener, welcome for the first time. So we're going to get right on into it, y'all. Today, I will be discussing house number numerology. I have wanted to talk about this for a minute, so I'm just grateful to have the words and the time today to dive into this. So it won't be a long one. We're just going to quickly go over what these numbers mean, what the energy means, and how it can affect you. So one thing before we get started, if you are like, what the hell is house number numerology? What you want to do is you want to take all of your digits from either your house number or your apartment number, and you want to just add those up until you reach a single digit number. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and that way you can follow me along this journey of information. I do ask, if it applies, go ahead and drop me a comment, a message, a review, rating, all those good things to keep this podcast going. Child, it gets rough, okay? That's all I can really say. It gets rough. You already know. All right, so let's get into it. So if you are living in a house or an apartment or a space with the number 1, so your digits added up to a single digit number 1, this is for you. So this energy of the number 1 home is definitely the energy of a transitional space. This can be considered as what some would call like a starter home. This is definitely not the home that you will settle down in. It's not the home you will start a family in. And honestly, during this time in this space, you'll find yourself really kind of just sticking to yourself. This is definitely a space of working on yourself, lots of introspection, lots of seeking freedom, a lot of research, a lot of studying oneself and acknowledging yourself in all ways, and really just looking for answers. So that could be within your personal life, within the world, right? Whatever it is that you're curious about, living in a home with the energy of number 1, you will definitely find yourself actually diving a little deeper into things that you've always wanted to know. As I mentioned before, this energy will definitely give you the drive of just becoming yourself, okay? The drive of independence, the drive of really just needing to hone in on what it is that you need for you, okay? Lots of self-care, lots of running around, truthfully, because once again, you're going to be independent. You're going to be doing a lot of things on your own. Okay? So yes, things to take away. Transitional space. You probably won't start a family in this home. You will not stay in this home long term, meaning this is probably not going to be your legacy home, if you will. All right, number 2. So if you are living in a space that totals to the number 2, you are in a space of relationships, okay? You are really in the space of pouring into divine partnership. This could be a good energy for marriage, a good energy for growth in the family, and really a good energy for you, because even if you aren't in a relationship or getting in a relationship, you're working on things that would involve, growing towards a healthy relationship. So this year you'll definitely find yourself, having growth in the family. Like I said, you could be pregnant, okay? You could be thinking about getting pregnant. You could have just had your first child in this home. This home is definitely the energy of a family home. This is definitely the energy of a legacy home. What do I mean by legacy home? Meaning you could see yourself and your family retiring with this home. So even if you don't live in it, until, the end of time, It may be a situation where you keep the home in the family. And even if you don't live there, that is like the home you all go to together, the home you all go to for support and love. Legacy, family, partnership, relationships. This is the home. So if you're not in a 2 home and you want to start a family and you want to work on relationships and get married, you should be looking for a home that adds up to the number 2. Number 3, one of my favorite numbers. 3 is creativity. Why that sound so weird? Creativity. 3 is all about getting creative. It's all about creating. This energy can bring you it could be a little chaotic mentally, because you will find yourself kind of scattered and overwhelmed with ideas, but not in a bad way. The ideas are, business ideas and projects and, partnerships with friends and groups, or even just solo projects, just painting and creating and maybe writing. You might even write a book in this home. Like I said, you may start a business in this home, but also we all know about 3s, right? This is also a good home for spiritual growth and renewal. So really, truthfully, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with a home that adds to the number 3. Very positive energy, very optimistic energy. So once again, creativity, business, and really just bringing things all together on the creative side, really just honing in on the freedom of expression. All right, number 4. 4 is all about adulthood. 4 is all about adulting. It's all about responsibility. You might be moving or living in a home. If it adds up to the number 4, you're definitely in the space of balancing financial planning and execution. So you're spending a lot of time budgeting. You're spending a lot of time, thinking about where you're overspending and where you could cut back. And you might not be going out a lot because you're being very cautious of, what's really worth it. Is it worth it to go out and pop bottles and spend $1,000 tonight? Probably not. Okay, that's the energy you might be in right now. And if you are not in that energy, this could be your family home that you may have for a while. Because the 4 is such a balanced number, you could very well grow your family here and, like I said, keep this house or apartment or whatever that space is for some time. You could also be planning to purchase your future family home. So with this energy, like I said, you will definitely find yourself, a little more structured. You will find yourself honestly very practical. You're not living above your means. You're not getting a lot of things you don't need, and you might be saving a lot. You will also run into some maintenance expenses. So basically, if you're in a home or an apartment, you will find that you unfortunately have to have a budget for, plumbing or, lights, whatever it is that goes on in your home. There is definitely a budget for it because it will come up with the 4 energy. Really, the 4 is just about really valuing your space and your income and bringing them together in a way that is stable for you and in a way that you feel grounded. 5. Okay, so the 5 energy is living in this energy. You will find that someone is always typically at your house. So, I think when I think of 5, I think of the friend or the family member where you go to their house and it's like, dang, you always got people over. Like there's always someone in the house. They are having a party. They are having a gathering. They are, they doing all types of stuff. They turned up, okay? And honestly, if you're in a 5 home, you could be someone with the energy that does not like to be alone. This is definitely a party, social, gathering energy. You could do a lot of hostings, such as birthday parties, baby showers, going away parties, all that, okay? That is your role, and that is the role of the energy of this home. You could be in an overall space really of just wanting to enjoy life. So wanting to take trips, like I said, hanging out a lot, or even just fun stuff like decorating and rearranging your home, especially at this time of year. Number 6, okay? So if you are working with the 6 energy, your home adds up to the number 6. You would definitely probably be in fight or flight mode. So you might find yourself, wanting to protect your space, your home, and others. So this could definitely be the home where you are drawn to cooking, where you are drawn to nurturing others, and really just making it a safe space. You will notice that people tend to treat your home as a safe haven for that very reason, okay? So people might, you might be the person that people call in the middle of the night, hey, I need to stay over, and they don't do that for no reason. There's an energy in your home that draws them towards feeling like this is a safe space where they could be nurtured, cared for, and not judged. So you may have a few children in this home or preparing to have a few children, and you really get a lot of joy out of like nurturing them, and your wife or your husband, partner, whatever, this home, this energy, it just feels really homely for lack of better words. All right, 7. So with the number 7 energy of a home, you are in the space of religion and spirituality and introspection. Okay, you are definitely not in the space to be social. You will be somewhat of a hermit living in a space with this 7 energy. And many people may even deem you as someone that is kind of mysterious. So, people don't go to your house. You are not inviting people over. You don't want a lot of guests. And when they do show up, they're not wanted and they don't stay long. Just not a whole lot of outings either. Like I said, you're really in a space of spiritual growth and really just trying to learn yourself, what you like, and keep your peace. Your main thing right now, or not even right now, but just living in a space with 7 is, you really like your space and you want it to be quiet and you want it to be clean and suitable for your peace. And that's really it. Number 8. So living in a home with number 8 energy, your place is nice. Okay. So your place is nice. And if it isn't, it will be. You're working on it being nice. Okay. Number 8 energy is all about material gains. You may have a nice car in the driveway. Your house might, be one of the houses that people stop to look at, like, oh, what did they do to there? Let me copy this. If you're in an apartment, it could be like a penthouse or some type of suite, some type of nice condo of some sort. Whatever the case may be, it is very well decorated, and honestly, you might have some valuables in there that you really want to protect and keep safe. In this energy, you also focus a lot on business and goals. So with the number 8, it's about reaping the rewards of the things that you've done in the previous, times. So you really, like I said, knocking out goals one at a time and not just working hard, but seeing the materials of that hard work. And honestly, rather quickly, So yeah, this is, number 8 is also, I've said it with, I think, 2 and 3 and 4, but number 8 is really a really good home for settling down and having forever, truthfully. It will be valued at a high price. So if this is a house, yeah, okay. So if you're looking to buy a home, number 8 is a really, really good number you want to reach for, because the house will be valued pretty high. Like I said, you will already have, you might be doing like a lot of renovations as well. So lots of renovations, high value materials, just the whole 9. And like I said, a really good home to have forever, even if it's just to have as an investment property Really good one. And last but not least, we have number 9. So with the number 9 home energy, you are the neighborhood savior. Okay, you gladly invite people over and they gladly show up. You definitely, you definitely in the space of having people live with you. Okay, you might have them stay for a moment. They might move in, could have a roommate. And definitely people will come over to do things like shop your fridge. So if you have, older children, maybe they moved out, but they like, Mom, Dad, I'm coming to grocery shop, knocking things out the cabinets, the whole 9. And you enjoy it, truthfully. You are definitely, this home energy is about charity and really the goodness of humanity. Very, very supportive energy. Like I said, like the same with 5, lots of people over, but instead of like partying and having a good time in that sense, it's more like a safe haven for people that are struggling or going through things or really just need, some type of support in any way. Okay. If you are in a number 9 home, but don't have the resources to help people just yet, you're definitely planning to do so very soon. Because with this energy, it is not a selfish energy in the least bit. So any number 9 energy is definitely like give, help, support, all those good things. Okay. If you have any additions or questions or concerns, or you just want to ask me, and to dive a little deeper into this, I'm always available to chat. I'm always available via email at shundivine@gmail.com. You already know. Like, rate, review, follow the podcast, all those good things. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, loves.